Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Taylor and today is another episode of the Taylor Talks Crochet Podcast. So I have quite a bit to share with you guys today, but before we get started, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like if you love to crochet or read or just talk about general life things. I would love to have you as a part of our little community. Thank you so much for 1,100 subscribers. It's very exciting to have you all here with me. I have a ton of finished objects, but I don't have like a ton of whips to share with you right now. First, I actually finished two hexagon cardigans in the past week, which is kind of crazy. I don't know what got into me. I was just like, I want to make these and I need to finish them now. So for this one, I used Red Heart Retro Stripes in the colorway, Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Retro Stripe, and I used a white that I had. I believe this was a Big Twist white. So the whole point of these was to be kind of a 3/4 length sleeve, something that, you know, you might want to wear in the summer when it's not too hot, maybe do like a bonfire, or if you have a certain like kind of fun event to go to so you can be the brightest one there. So I made this one in white, and then I made this one in black, and honestly this one looks so good. I am floored by this. I actually filmed a tutorial with this black one that will be out by the time this podcast is out. So don't forget to go check that out. So what I did with this is I did a double crochet chain one mesh stitch, and I think it turned out really good, especially on this one. I feel like every single row, the colors were like so different. I posted about this on my Instagram and someone commented like, girl, how many ends did you weave in? And I was like, I only had to weave in 4. So very happy with how these turned out. Like I said, I cannot believe that I like started these last week and finished them. I don't know who she is, but don't expect her to stick around. Next, I finished this little peplum top. So I actually wore this to my friend's rehearsal dinner for her wedding. I got a ton of compliments on it, and thankfully the day of her rehearsal dinner wasn't like super hot. This did end up being more of like a sleeveless kind of like little half sleeve kind of look. So like if I put my arms up, you can see my armpits. So if you're weird about armpits, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so it's just got this nice little top and a little ruffly bottom. And actually this inspired me to make my next finished object. I've actually been really good at like just working on one project and getting it done. So the next one is this dress, actually. It goes to about my knees, and I'm so excited to wear this in the winter time. I think I want to wear it with like black heels, black tights, and then I have a black bodysuit that I can wear underneath it. And I'm just like so excited. It's just big and ruffly, and I just like can't get over it. So this was with Red Heart Bitty Stripes in the colorway, I believe it was like Mermaid or something. So just like these blues and purples, and I love it. Honestly, I might do a tutorial on how to make this top. I used, I believe, a 6mm crochet hook, and the only difference with like the other one I made and this one, obviously it's longer, but I did use a little bit of yarn to make a sleeve. Well, the only reason the other one doesn't have sleeves is because it was part of my like kind of trying to use 3 skein, you know, little t-shirt sort of thing. But I'm so excited to wear this. It is a little bit hot for this. I think like this will be really good for like next spring, but I'm not gonna wait until next spring to wear it. I'm definitely wearing it this fall and winter. One thing I've been working on, but I don't have enough of these to like really do anything with yet, is I've been making these like puff squares. I really like them. I think they're turning out really pretty. They even look better on camera. I think I want to make like a little cardigan with these guys, but I need to make a lot more before I do anything. So I have hot pink and this baby pink, and I think I'm gonna make some with this like gray and then kind of see where I'm at once all those are done. I don't know why. I think I just saw it on Pinterest and I was like, yep, I need that. Did you know, in fact, that I do need that? So those are all my finished objects. So Now I'm going to be getting into my works in progress. I've been working on this little yellow tank top. I have one panel done, and this panel is almost done. And I just need to like finish this. I only have a few more rows on the body, and then I just need to seam them together, and then it'll be, you know, weaving in ends and probably some single crochets to like make a nice border. But I'm so excited to have this. I really should get going on it. Why do I feel like the butter yellow trend is already like come and gone? I saw it for like a microsecond in June and it's like gone. Not that I wouldn't have bought this yarn otherwise. I think it is a beautiful color. I'm obviously not going to get rid of this because I made it. So that just goes to show, like, trends, they go so quickly. I think I showed this last time, but here is one panel of the poncho, and then I have been working a little bit on the second panel. I am kind of almost done with this. I'd say over halfway done. So it's 8 of the repeating pattern, and I think I'm at like 4 or 5 right now. So I'm getting there. I'm really enjoying working with this yarn, and honestly, like, this colorway is so fun. It reminds me of like lakes and a forest. You know how like sometimes lake water is like that little bit of green? I know that everyone like gets real grossed out by that, but like, I don't know, I remember swimming in green lakes when I was a kid and I turned out just fine. There's that, and I have been kind of putting more effort into this, so I think by the next podcast I'm hoping that that will be done. And then the last thing, actually, I've been working on probably the most. I have started getting into present season, and as I have mentioned quite a bit on this channel, I do have a new partner. This blanket is actually not for him though. This blanket is for his mom, and maybe that's odd, but being in the relationship that I have with my partner now and the way that his family has just like opened their hearts and their home and their family to me has been a completely revolutionary experience. It has been wonderful to like be a part of them, and I love my boyfriend so much. Like, I'm definitely going to make him a blanket someday, but I am very much trying to use what I have in my stash. I would like a round of applause. I actually have not bought any yarn in July so far. It is only July 24th, so I do have another couple of days to like mess that up, but I have really been trying not to buy any yarn and like using what's in my stash to like motivate me or inspire me. I've been using Pinterest a lot actually, because Pinterest doesn't make me want to buy things. I just use it as like truly inspiration, I guess. So here's what the blanket is looking like. I'm just going for like a throw blanket, and I just pulled yarn from my stash. He asked his mom what colors she liked, and so I guess it was purples, greens, and blues. So I know that we got some gray in there. That's mostly just to kind of like tie everything together, have like a little neutral color in there. But I'm really liking how this is turning out. This is obviously just a ripple stitch, and I love the ripple stitch. I use it all the time for so much stuff, like the blanket that I sit on my couch, because I don't like the texture of this couch, so I just throw a blanket down. It's my favorite. It's an addictive, repetitive stitch, and it's just so easy to do. I do actually have a tutorial on how to do the ripple stitch. I made a playlist of all my tutorials on my channel, so if you want to go check that out. I've actually been doing really well with not purchasing yarn. I thought it would be harder for me. Once Joann's closed, I did go all out. I spent around $500 on yarn at the closing sales, and I don't regret that money at all. I do think I went overboard, but now I just have what I have, and it's kind of nice because I bought enough of each thing to where I could make garments or, you know, stuff with it. I don't feel like I'm scrambling being like, oh my god, like, I wish that I had this, or I gotta order more of this. I am starting to get to the point though where I could probably consolidate more of my yarn and potentially like get all of it under my bed. I don't know, I haven't like gone through all my yarn and like really organized it in a long time, because basically what's been happening recently is like I'll use a yarn, and if I don't finish it, I will just end up putting it in one of the boxes underneath my bed, and I'm just like, okay, cool, that's where it goes now. And I did just finish a scrap blanket not too long ago, and that was really nice. I honestly think I might do another one. I was able to use up a lot of scraps that I had, or that I didn't even know that I had, and it was just nice to kind of move that through. I live in Minnesota, if this is your first time being here, and living in the Midwest, your car can get stuck. It can get stuck literally anywhere, especially if you have a two-wheel drive like mine. So I like to make scrap blankets with what I have to give to my family and friends, so that if they ever get stuck, they can have a blanket with them. So the last one that I finished, actually, that I posted on my Instagram, I gave to my boyfriend. So he technically does have a handmade blanket for me. They're also great for camping, and his family loves to go camping. I'm sure that I will be going camping. And because of that, that makes it an easy blanket to, you know, if it gets something on it, it's okay. They're just really easy. And I understand the thought process of like, well, if you're going to make something, why not make it beautiful? Yeah, no, I know. But also, like, sometimes we just have a few leftover things, and sometimes the utility of an item matters more than the aesthetics of it. That's just my opinion. So yeah, I'm making this blanket for his mom. I don't know what I will do for presents for my boyfriend or the rest of his family for Christmas. I did go all out for my own family this year, and they are all getting bought presents. And that's not to say, that's not a dig. That's not to say that they weren't grateful. They were over the moon grateful. Like, I have this photo of me and all my siblings with, like, we're all curled up in, like, handmade blankets, and it's my favorite photo of us all. But that was a lot of work. That was so much. It took up so much of my year last year, and it took up a lot of my mental brain space, and I just don't think that I could do that again. So I think if I were to do that for, you know, my boyfriend's family, I would have to, you know, 1 year, one person gets a blanket or something like that. But for this year, I'm just kind of glad that I was able to use what I have. And I think this blanket will be really unique and really fun. I pulled out all the yarn that I wanted for it. My boyfriend kind of helped me curate the palette, and I like how it's looking. It's so different. And sometimes you think like, oh, maybe these are too outlandish to go together. And it's like, just try it. Just see how it goes. Sometimes things surprise you, and this one's definitely surprising me. It's a little bit about my yarn consumption. I'm actually doing pretty well. I don't know, I used to be really into Michaels when I first got back into crocheting, but then I switched over to being a more Joann's girly, and I like Michaels. Their stuff is just expensive, because like, I love the Karen cakes. Do not get me wrong, like, I love a Karen cake. Like, they are so good. I think their colorways are the most fun. They're definitely some of the prettiest colorways that I've ever seen, but you know, it is more expensive, therefore buying yarn there is more of like a treat, or you have to plan it a little bit more. And I think for me, I like to treat myself with yarn from a local yarn store maybe a little bit more than from Michaels, when I can go to Michaels whenever. So, I don't know, I am really excited. I told my boyfriend that we are going to Sioux Falls for my birthday. I've decided that, I guess, like, my birthday's on a Saturday this year. I just really want to show him this place that I loved so much and was such a formative part of me. And I'm really, really excited for that. And then I get to go to Prairie Road in Sioux Falls. I love Prairie Road. Jane Taylor, the person who runs that store, does a fantastic job, and I've been to multiple yarn stores around. I do like hers best. It has like the best and biggest selection of yarns that I have ever seen. She has all sorts of different fibers and colorways and all these things, and just like being in store is a wonderful shopping experience. So I'm so excited to go and probably spend too much money on yarn there. Yeah, that's kind of, and so my birthday's not until November. That's kind of the next time I plan on like buying yarn. That is like the one definitive time where I'm like, yeah, I know I will buy yarn at this time. Not to say that I'm like on a yarn buying ban, but I am moving, so I don't want to buy things that I then have to move. So I've been trying to kind of like low buy myself, so like that's already been going on, and it's just kind of nice to take a step back from the hyper consumerism of it all anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for listening to my tangent. Don't forget to give this video a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you love to crochet or read or just yap about different lifestyle things. I would love to have you as a part of our growing community, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!